Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Battle video. In this video we're going to be taking a look at expanding possibility Hit, how good he is after his Extreme Z Awakening, and how good he is at 100% in the hidden potential system. So he's one of the few Universe 6 units I have not managed to fully link level, which is surprising, but never been a huge fan of Hit, so it makes sense as to why. Now Hit as a unit, if I'm being honest with you, is okay. I think out of all the Easy A's, he's probably the most limited Easy A, if I can speak plainly. I think he's definitely the most limited, but I do think he still has some good usability and is a good unit for ESPR and SPR. He gives all enemies attack and defense minus 40% with his leader skill. He greatly raises attack and defense for one turn and causes supreme damage with a high chance of stunning from his super attack. He has Key +2 attack and defense of 160%. He disables enemies' guard and has an additional 160% attack and defense when attacking. He gets an additional attack and defense of 60% and a high chance of performing a critical hit when performing a super attack, and he has a great chance of stunning the attacked enemy. When an enemy is hit by his super attack, he has a high chance of evading attacks from that enemy for the duration of the turn, and he disables the attacked enemy's action once within the turn every time he attacks 2 or more times in battle. So firstly, what this means in terms of build, you definitely want to build him into additional. I think additional is definitely the best way to go. He has that base high chance of critting, he has a greatly raising attack on his super, and he disables actions with every 2 attacks or more. If you give him additionals and he procs 2 attacks within the same turn, then he will be able to immediately interrupt them, which I think is very, very powerful. And overall, as a unit, I think his ability to cause damage is highly tied to his, additional attacks. So definitely think that's very important. Supreme Warrior, Experienced Fighters, Core Judgment, In Fighters, Warriors of Universe 6, Shocking Speed, and Sharing the Limit are his link sets. And I think overall for me, as a unit, he's in a decent position. Honestly speaking, he's an okay unit, definitely not bad. When I say okay, remember I'm measuring up to how much range of content he can do, more so than whether he can just do one bit of content. He's really, really good in SBR and ESBR. He's going to have really solid defense. A really nice thing about him is that he gains that defense of 160% when attacking. So the reason this is an important distinction is that basically, even if he is sealed or doesn't manage to get a super off, as long as he attacks, as long as he's not stunned, he will still raise his defense quite substantially, which I think is very important, because nowadays with bosses being able to seal and stun and do a lot of things, I think Hit being able to still have a solid modicum of defense, even without super attacking, is very important. If he does super attack, his defense raises very, very high, and 7 million, 6 million is pretty good damage. In terms of the bonuses he has, obviously the evasion only kicks in after he hits the enemy with a super attack, but the evasion is still a nice bonus to have. Yes, it's only after super, but 50% evasion is still good, and with his defense and the evasion, he'll be very solid defensively after super. The disabling of action is also pretty nice, because even though stunning is relevant in ESPR and SPR, disabling of action is relevant in pretty much most other content. So disabling action is really strong, and him being able to proc it regularly is something really good. And examples like the SS4 LRs, they can only proc the interruption of action once, which is a real shame because it mitigates their effectiveness in a lot of content. Whereas with Hit, you can proc it multiple times, and this gives them a large range of effectiveness across a lot of content. So for me, definitely, I think Hit has a good Easy A. I think it's a little bit limited compared to the other ones, but I think it's still impressive and has a lot of good utility. In terms of links, it depends on what team you run him on, but the only real priority link is going to be Core Judgment. He has Key built into his kit, and Shocking Speed is a relatively common key link, so you shouldn't really have a problem getting Shocking Speed. So realistically, Shocking Speed and Core Judgment are kind of the links you're going to have to go with. They're going to produce the best results, they're going to give you the best variation of the unit, and basically they're going to give you a really good performance from him. Core Judgment being obviously quite crucial, as it essentially allows you to raise his defense quite substantially. With that being said, honestly speaking, depending on what category you're running him on, his best running partners are going to be either Goku and Hit, some Jirins, maybe Vados will trigger his links as well, Paikuhan, who's not really on a lot of categories with him, but realistically Jiren is kind of the main one. So on a USS team he should be good to go. On a Universe 6 team you're looking at Vados, and then outside of that maybe just Hit and Goku. Hit and Goku are still a very good unit, so it's okay for him to link up with them, because there's still a lot of value that they can get together, and they can be a really fun unit for a lot of content. So I'm very excited to see how well they do, but I think they are a fun kind of pairing to run together. But yeah, that's it from me. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like, and see you next time. Bye.